NBC2 News at 11.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 11 o'clock here on NBC. I'm Elise Chingari. Big developments when it comes to Tropical Storm Milton. We have our team of meteorologists working hard here around the clock for you. Meteorologist Rob Duns and Lauren Hope. The biggest question right now, how is this going to affect us here in Southwest Florida?
I think it's very fair to say that the risk of a wind or surge event is higher now than it was 24 hours ago based on how Milton has rapidly evolved. And we have new information from just a few moments ago, Lauren. So what is the latest with the 11 p.m. advisory?
Yeah, just getting in that Tropical Storm Milton has strengthened a little bit, and we've also seen that pick up in forward speed just a little bit more as well. Now sustained winds at 45 miles per hour. It's moving to the north-northeast at 5 miles per hour, still in the western Gulf as it developed earlier today, and it is expected to still become a major hurricane, mainly because of low wind shear and environment with very warm sea surface temperatures over the Gulf. So this is something we need to be paying very close attention to in the next couple of days. Watch the latest forecast cone and see how fast Milton intensifies. Rapid intensification likely. Category 1 strength by Monday, and then even Monday night, Category 2. Here we go, Category 3 heading into Tuesday, expecting to make landfall as a major hurricane along Florida's Gulf Coast on the peninsula by Wednesday morning, and then pushing back off over toward the western Atlantic. There's still a huge spread across the different spaghetti plots here, and that's why you see how large that forecast cone really is. A good consensus over the next 24 hours, but that really broadens heading into the long range here. You can see all the way up through the Big Bend, down through right here in Southwest Florida. So we are seeing an increasing threat for storm surge, a very impactful event, and an increasing threat for winds as well as heavy rain. Coming up, we're going to go impact by impact and show you everything we know right now. But with more analysis on the forecast cone, I'm going to send it over to you, Rob.
One of the ways the National Hurricane Center draws these forecast cones is by comparing and contrasting the different forecast models that Lauren just showed you a moment ago. Remember, though, what the forecast cone is trying to communicate to you. What the National Hurricane Center is saying is that right now, the forecast calls for the center of a Category 2 or 3 hurricane to be anywhere within this shaded-in area as we move to the forecast early on Wednesday. That means it could be as far north as the Big Bend region of Florida, or as far to the south as right over top of us, or in points just to the south of our region. It's important to know that the impacts will vary based on what track inside this forecast cone the hurricane eventually takes. If it decides to take the southern part of this track, we will have a much bigger wind and storm surge threat in our local community, and would likely see the brunt of Category 2 or Category 3 force winds in our area on Wednesday. On the other hand, if the hurricane favors more of a central or northern track within the forecast cone, the storm surge threat would remain, but we would have less of a direct hurricane force wind threat in our areas. Those impacts would be centered more toward the north of us. So when I come back in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at a forecast model comparison specifically to the wind threat in our area and how the forecast models are looking this evening. Elise?
Robin, Lauren, thank you. We also know Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency here in our state of Florida ahead of this possible severe weather. So far, 35 counties are affected statewide. This includes Lee, Hendry, DeSoto, and Collier counties. As we know, this comes after Hurricane Helene made quite the impact. We know neighbors in Charlotte County are still recovering, and now they find themselves preparing for another storm. NBC2's Mohammed Abdul Qawi is local in Punta Gorda. Mohammed, I know that you've been speaking with neighbors throughout the day. You're there along a street where there is still debris. People have their mattresses, and they're still trying to clean up from Hurricane Helene.
That's exactly right, Elise. We were here throughout the whole entire day, and we've seen residents still out here cleaning up the debris left behind from Hurricane or Tropical Storm Debbie, actually, or Helene, actually. If you take a look behind me, you can see the amount of debris right here. There's a mattress over here. There's chairs. There's everything you could possibly imagine is here. Now families are trying to make sure they can do whatever they can to make sure that they're safe.
I don't know if I could take it again.
Mary Smith and her family are still cleaning up the damage left behind from Hurricane Helene in Punta Gorda. And hearing about Tropical Storm Milton makes them worried they could lose even more.
We have everything put up and out of the water. We hope that it don't get in, you know, But if it does, it does.
A few houses down on Ash Street, A.K. Miller lost several artifacts well over 100 years old. And again, he is preparing for the worst.
We have a lot of stuff we're going to be putting under tarps. We have a remediation team working on the house. The house has never flooded in our 60 years of owning this.
As people make their way to the gas station to fill up multiple gas cans just in case there is a need to evacuate the area.
I usually got 20 or 30 gallons in my shed. I'm always prepared for because you never know.
Saturday evening, Charlotte County opened up 3 sandbag stations around the area. Todd Marino is taking full advantage.
We want to be safe and prepared this time with the sandbags because, like I said, we never knew that the surge was going to be so high, and it could be high again.
Because it's always better to be safe than sorry.
We just got to plan for what we can handle and take care of.
Officials are urging residents to get what you can before Milton hits this area. For now, reporting live and local here tonight in Punta Gorda, Mohammed Abdul-Kawi, NBC2.
Mohammed, thank you. So the town of Fort Myers Beach plans to have a special town council meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock. This is to declare a local state of emergency for Tropical Storm Milton. Right now, you are getting a live look there on Fort Myers Beach. We are told that that meeting will be held there at Fort Myers Beach tomorrow at Council Chambers on Oak Street. Of course, count on us here at NBC2 to keep you updated. Also, the city of Sanibel is urging residents and businesses to prepare ahead of Milton, saying residents and business owners who are in low-lying areas of Sanibel or who may just not feel comfortable in their own structures during a storm, well, you should consider finding alternative accommodations ahead of the storm's arrival. Captiva Island urging homeowners and businesses to also be prepared for the effects from Tropical Storm Milton. The island says everyone on Captiva should evacuate if orders are given. Right now, there are no orders to leave yet. They could come if the storm strengthens, as we know, into a hurricane. Charlotte County is pointing out for you to make sure that you understand the open drainage systems there, meaning those ditches in front of many of your homes and businesses. Well, it holds a lot of water after it rains like it did after Hurricane Helene. So you want to be aware of the potential flooding that you can see and continue to see in Charlotte County. Also, Charlotte County has 3 sandbag sites that we want to get to so you know where you can go. You want to make sure that you bring a shovel with you as they are self-service locations. So let's get to these locations. One is at the Ann and Chuck Dever Regional Park of San Casa Drive. Also, Friends Rose Park, and they have sand available near the football field in Port Charlotte and Carmelita Park. We're told that they will have sand near the football field there in Punta Gorda. North Collier Fire Rescue District also has sand and sandbags out to give you tomorrow. They can be found in multiple locations at Big Corkscrew Island, another in the Sun and Fun parking lot, and at the Donna Fiala Eagle Lake Community Park. Now, there is a limit of 10 bags per person. An update on the San Carlos Park sandbags. Fire Station 42 off Oracle Road is currently out of sand. The district says they will give an update on their social media tomorrow when they get more. Of course, we'll stay on top of that as well. Now, when you are getting sand, it's important to know what you are doing so that water does not get through. So when you are filling those sandbags, read here, it's important to fill the bag half or 2/3 full, then tie the bag at the top so the bag will lay flat when you put the bag in place. A bag filled correctly should weigh between 35 to 40 pounds. Overfilled bags and those tied too low leave gaps in the bag, allowing water to get in. Right now, we're also following along with all the school districts. We know that the school district of Lee County is closely monitoring a tropical storm Milton. Right now, at this time, the district says there are no planned closures for Lee County schools. The district says they are working with Lee County Emergency Management Operations Center, and they say that they will share more information tomorrow. Again, we here at NBC2 will continue to keep you updated on the potential of seeing any closures here in Southwest Florida. Now, from preparation to cleanup to recovery and now preparing all over again. Hurricane Helene brought lots of flooding, as we know, and hurricane season isn't over yet. Experts say it's important to prepare and that you should look at your home now and see what items that you need to help protect it. So again, a good time to prepare is right now. You should get the basics, like a generator to keep the lights on and your food stored. You should put dams at your doors to keep the water from coming in and get pumps to get the water back out.
You've got some people who are looking for supplies to take care of their home after Hurricane Helene, and they're coming in and shopping for things to clean up and squeegees and buckets and chainsaws, while there's other people coming in looking for supplies for a potential future hurricane. They're looking for water and generators and batteries. This is going to cause stores likely to be busier than usual as people are preparing for a new storm as well as still cleaning up from the last one.
Again, you want to be prepared and always be one step ahead of the storm. Lauren?
Tropical storm Milton is expected to become a major hurricane in the Gulf. We'll show you the biggest impacts we need to be ready for in Southwest Florida.